Omicron Writer here, welcome you back to part 2 of the decisive battle in Sleepy Hollow, the missing episodes. Last time, Team Witness has actually defeated 2 of the Horsemen of War, Henry Parrish, as well as the Horsemen of Pestilence, Logan MacDonald. And now, they actually have 2 more of the generals, Helen Donovan, aka Famine, and Abraham van Brunt, aka Death. So, let's get this going. I needed to separate it into 2 parts because, it'll take too long. Alright, here's the second half of the battle with the 4 horsemen. This time we take on Famine and Death. Chapter 24, The Decisive Battle, Part 2. Gavin went very anxious once he saw Famine in the distance. Famine, she's here. How can we defeat her without succumbing to her curse? Laura stood at the front unaffected and very serious. This is my fight, and mine alone. I don't want anyone to get involved, as they'll succumb to Helen's influence. Because I have temperance, I'm the only one who can. She too felt confident since she was an acquaintance from the dystopian future. Plus it was fair since it would be a decent cat fight per se. She offered to borrow Gavin's iron blades. Sure, just after I put some salt on them. They're more potent with 2 weaknesses involving demons than just one. She put them on, although Gavin was a little nervous in which blade belonged to which arm. Fortunately, she figured it out as the spikes were facing away from each limb. Never underestimate a witness from the distant future. Point taken. Then with a swift move, Laura snatched Gavin's belt. What? Hey, these are my salt sacks! Laura adjusted the belt to fit her slim physique. I'll give them back when I'm done with Famine. That is, if I save whatever's left. Oh, you! You never get used to Laura's slyness and her agility, though he was left assured since she was trained by Job on dealing with the paranormal. This obviously would put her skills to the test. She saw the large white steed cantering towards her. The rider was none other than Helen Donovan, complete with a pair of shimmering gold scales and a hooded, decayed face, wielding a scythe. She swung it down, but Laura was too quick. She pressed the buttons on the mechanized arms, causing the blades to stick out like Wolverine's claws. She spun and made contact with Famine's horse, and it reeled on its hind legs, squealing in agony. She avoided the onslaught again, then tossed an open sack toward it and Helen. Substance stung the duo, and finally Helen fell off the saddle. She quickly got on her feet and attacked Laura while her iron blades helped withstand the deadly scythe. She countered with one of the blades, causing Helen to step back. Still the fight raged on, each blow more aggressive. During the melee, Ichabod had a sudden vision. He focused his gaze, and his perception immediately changed as he was witnessing the fight from her own eyes. I can see her. What are you talking about? Of course you could see her. She's right in front of us. No, it's so much more. I can feel her moving. Just then he was mimicking each of Laura's movements with perfect precision. I can feel her hammering heart, her exertion, as if I'm inside her. I can see what she sees, feel what she feels, hear what she hears. I am with her. So it's almost like a battle bond, as if you two are in sync. You guys did share your essence. I never noticed it before. Kind of like motion control, like when a person moves, so does the avatar. Only Crane could feel her other senses. Laura! She picked up her voice. As he reached into his pocket, so did she, drawing out her Delilah's dagger. She kept dodging and countering Famine's blows until she managed to slice her leg. The injury affected the other witness as he winced and clutched his leg. The gash prevented her to sit up. You have put up a fight, but cannot destroy me, witness. I am the horsewoman, inflicting misery, anxiety, and hunger onto the land. I influence deadly desires onto the living in order to satisfy my insatiable appetite. You and Ichabod are nothing but mere mortals, unable to resist my curse. By her words, both Laura and Ichabod felt subdued. Slay marched over to his fallen partner. You've made it together, have you not? I know, 'cause I can feel your hungers. Go on, heal her with your love, dear Crane. Came closer and knelt beside her. Laura looked at him with glazing eyes. Crane. No. Crane! Laura! Look out! Everyone startled as they realized she wanted them to become vulnerable, slaying the bull. You two lovebirds are fated to die together! Do it, Laura. Laura pushed him aside and let Helen hunch over. Her body was pierced by Delilah's dagger, stabbing her through the dark armor. She held her chest in great agony and dropped her scythe, which dissolved into ash. Our true desire is to destroy you! Laura got up with a battle cry, sliced her a few more times. She made a quick deep exhale, then Helen's avatar dissipated around her after she collapsed. Ichabod rose and appeared next to her. They gave each other a tight hug for a job well done. You did very well, Laura. So have you, Ichabod. We both conquered the demons within us, as well as Famine. I couldn't have done it without you. Nor will I. Jake tried to clear his throat, but they never got their attention. Guys? He reached late. We still have one more horseman to go, and that's... I can see you, Ichabod, broke away from Laura. Abraham, can you see me? Be honest with me now, as you hadn't been over the past 2 centuries. Give me your sword, Gavin obliged. Laura tossed him her dagger as Death continued to ramble on how he betrayed him and forcing Katrina to love him. Since before and after his demise it always has been Abraham's driving force, then he chose the path of evil. His desire for carnage never ceased, and the victims he killed flashed in the team's minds, including the people in Washington, August, and the times when he almost murdered them in cold blood. He was certainly one of the 2 horsemen they knew very well. They heard some fast gallops as the hooves pounded the dead terrain, tossing leaves and debris. The mist scattered as Abraham made his ride toward his nemesis. He dodged his cauterizing axe just in time, and the rider and steed vanished in thin black smoke. Where the hell did they go? Ichabod's heart beat 100 miles a minute, making him lose focus. There! Followed her finger and braced himself. Come what may. Squatted down low and waited, holding the demon slayer, lunged at the pale hooves just as soon as he felt the vibrations from them. Abraham tumbled and rolled as he fell off the steed that became a part of the dense black fog. Alas, his head didn't. Unlike last time, he had some short... You've already seen it in the other part. Sneered at his opponent. Both witnesses fixed their eyes on him just as he did. How I've been longing for this! To shed your accursed blood in a dying world at the peak of the apocalypse. I will not hesitate on slaying you this time, old friend. Then let us begin, Abraham. You don't seem to have a wingman now. It's just you and me, as how we've been fated to fight one another. They both charged and metal was clashing. Demon Slayer kept hitting the axe. Much like before, Laura stood and observed Abraham's movements. They kicked each other, forcing each man to back away, then resumed their bloody final match. Although she felt the effects, Laura knew she couldn't get involved since this was Ichabod's rematch, to finally resolve the score between him and Death. However, she did make some sudden gestures, allowing Ichabod to copy her and make some good marks. Still, he needed to be wary as the material was starting to wear down. Over time, Abraham noticed a connection. As they briefly tried to catch their breath, his eyes shifted and spotted someone. Laura! Ichabod called for her. She managed to evade a tall spinning disc aiming for her neck, but the dust from the nearby cliff got into her eyes. Ichabod felt the same as he brushed it away, clearing his vision, but it was just enough for Abraham to kick Crane squarely in the side of his chest. Hurt and vulnerable from the impact they both suffered, Abraham had noticed there was a weakness he could exploit. 2 witnesses working as one. Very admirable, but also foolish. He trotted over, slapped Royal across the face. Abraham wasn't affected by the sight of the Holy Cross Johnny stuck out toward him. Despite knowing that Laura's wound was more fragile, Ichabod did his best to ignore the wounds as much as possible while he crawled. Their vision was dimming out, and in as they beheld death. Somehow Ichabod had to break the cycle. He racked his mind rapidly for a way to reverse the bond and restore his crippled state. Meanwhile, Abraham raised the axe above Laura's head. Her friends knew this was going to be the end of both witnesses. They tried to throw everything at him, but it never worked. Easily avoided them, the other onslaughts off. Just then Ichabod somehow managed to stand up with his injuries minimized and wound up beside his enemy. Stabbed them from behind with Delilah's dagger, making the horseman bleed. He was incredibly shocked and appalled at the sudden move. Knelt down in agony and couldn't believe what he just felt and saw. How can this be? Two heads tend to think alike, as they are better than one. Looked at him with disdain before his head was decapitated again, just like in the pilot. Oh man, wow, that was good. How could I lose my head? Not once, but twice. How can this be? Oh, it's just as he said. 'Twas your fate all along, Van Brunt. It don't matter now. As long as Lucifer reigns, we will be reincarnated from whence we came. You mean back from the dead? Precisely. Once I am free. Ugh. Damn it, that mouse. Mouse! Ugh, stop. Stop it. Damn mouse. You mean back from the dead? Precisely. Once I am free from my worthless dying shell, I shall smite you all once more. You can never stop us, Ichabod, nor can we defeat Lucifer. Wait! I will be back again! Time's not on our side here, but unless we could defeat Satan, they'll return again. No more past, nor future for us. No life, nor death for them. The end. Laura, are you all right? We cannot defeat Lucifer. Yes, we can. Then saw Jenny come to them with a cross. I don't know how much longer it can hold out. It's growing weaker. It was losing its luster. She made each of the witnesses hold the hilt. It was a complete relief for Ichabod, though Laura still felt the scars and irritation. We must not give up, Miss Jenny. We need to beat Lucifer. This is our one and only chance. I know, but we've been depleted. Everyone was in dismay and bewilderment. They couldn't accept all they had left were a measly few holy grenades, Gavin's dull sword, the weakening cross, the iron blades, Delilah's dagger and its replicas, and the 7 virtues. Then, we must rely on our own strength. It was hopeless. He was still determined. He took Laura's hand. She stood closely to him. As they faced their comrades, knowing they may not have a good fighting chance. It now comes down to this. Lucifer now awaits us. We may never win this, but the world depends on us. Let us bring the fight to him. Everyone looked at each other, knowing this may be their last fight. They reluctantly agreed as they stood close, trying to reduce their worst fears. To be concluded. I'm almost done, ladies and gentlemen. The final battle with Lucifer will be up next. I hope I had tied up all the loose ends the Asinine Network Fox had left. Can't recommend it enough to do this. I've been waiting for this during the past, few years since I started writing this. Ever since I found out the show was abruptly canceled with no chance of a resolution. Looks like it's up to me, so please stay faithful. But just in case you missed a few entries, And since every segment excepting the one-shots are episodic, let's recap this colossal monstrosity. Which I'll actually do in the next episode, the finale. And you can actually look through these if you want. But yeah, in total, there's about 88, well actually 87 episodes. Not counting the finale, of course. So guys, we are almost there! I can't wait to finish this once and for all. So, until then, this is the Ecron Writer signing out. And stay tuned for the finale, guys. God, I can't wait to do this. Stay tuned for the finale, sleepyheads.